Just like we see with every single Marvel movie released, the big lead up, the excitement, the hype that the mainstream media desperately tries to generate. Then the early access screenings come out and they tell you it's the best thing ever. Then the reviews come out. Then the opening weekend happens. And even when the opening weekend is weak, like it was with Fantastic Four First Steps, they tell you, oh my gosh, everybody, Marvel's back. Watch out. And it always ends up happening this way, where the second weekend falls off a cliff, and that is what we saw for Fantastic Four. But would it rebound in its third weekend? Well, of course it didn't. Fantastic Four First Steps crashes again at the box office in its third weekend. And keep in mind, this is after Bob Iger, just like he did for Thunderbolts when he talked about, oh my gosh, we're so happy with the success of Thunderbolts, blah, blah, blah. This is after Bob Iger does Damage Control, basically lies to everybody and talks about what a successful start to a franchise, a new franchise in the MCU that this is. Disney boss Bob Iger says Marvel's Fantastic Four reboot has successfully launched this important franchise into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The reality is this is another box office loser for Disney. And you can see right here, falls into third place at the box office, just under $16 million in its third weekend, a nearly 60% drop. So we had, a 66% drop in that opening weekend, 67% drop from opening to second weekend, and now another 60% drop. Theaters lowering as well. A lot of competition out there. Things that have been in the theater for a while, like Jurassic World and Superman, things that just came out in the last couple weeks. A lot of competition, crowded box office, but all that matters is what the numbers are. And the numbers are bleak for Disney, Marvel's Fantastic Four. In fact, now that we have 3 weekends worth of data, this is a movie that is going to struggle to hit $500 million. I think it'll do it. I think it'll get there, probably just a little bit above, but it is not guaranteed. It is now going to be a struggle for this movie to get to $500 million. This is one of the most legendary superhero teams that Marvel has access to. And yes, it is their first appearance in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but it is also pitched as the lead-in to Doomsday, this big, massive event where you're bringing back all these people. This was your lead-up. That's what it was pitched as. And these are the results. Now, I actually think that this is a much better movie than something like Captain America: Brave New World. I didn't love it or anything like that. I think it's slightly above average, like a 5.5 or 6 out of 10. That's how I feel about the Fantastic Four movie. But a lot of people have just said, fuck this. I'm done. I am done. That's what we're seeing at the box office. And when you really start to show how bad these legs are for Marvel, when you look at Thunderbolts, which certainly didn't open very well, that only opened to $80 million worldwide or something. Didn't have as bad of a drop off, but that's its third weekend. It came in at 16.64 million, which means even though it started off lower, it had a better third weekend than Fantastic Four First Steps at the box office. If this thing doesn't get to 500, it's going to be really fucking embarrassing. But even if it does, they're going to try to claim, oh, our break even was 425. And, with all these numbers accounted for, video on demand. But they're going to try to pretend like they're not losing money in the theaters, just like we're seeing a lot of people cope with other movies that are out there, including other superhero movies, and pretend that they're not losing money. When you look at what they spent on this $200 million production budget and $100 million marketing, that's what they've told us they've spent. I would probably suggest that it's higher than that because they lie about nearly all of their budgets, but let's take them at their word. Even at that, it's a movie that needs to get to $600 million to break even. And there is essentially no chance of that happening. It's over for this movie. $500 million, that's going to be like the goal if they can get to that. And with everything that was built into this, with everything that people were talking about and promoting and connected it to Doomsday, all of these things, it is another massive failure this year for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. 3 movies released, 3 flops. Not good when it comes to Marvel fatigue.